Hello, my pack, my tribe. Welcome to taking a bite out of stupid. So, tonight's episode. Oh my god, so much shit to uncork here. I mentioned it last week that Fox News went to court, ended up settling out of court. They were being sued by Dominion. That's the company that was responsible for the computer voting uh, during the last election where Biden won. And I also mentioned that during that court hearing, Rupert Murdoch, the owner or whatever uh, of Fox News, said, "Yep, we lied about that. We shouldn't have done that," quote unquote. Actually said it. You can fucking look it up. It's in the court documents. Yet people are still listening to Fox News, and I don't fucking understand it. But then again, I don't understand a lot about the last few years. I don't understand a lot about how an organization that calls itself fucking Christian can sit in judgment of other fucking people, even though it says in your own goddamn book, "Thou shalt not judge, lest ye be judged." You're supposed to be loving and modest. You're supposed to be the meek. The meek shall inherit the earth. Guess what, motherfucker? It's not meek to sit there and tell people that are different than you that they have less rights than you do. That's not a meek action. That's the opposite of meek. So, I I may not be the smartest guy on the planet. I may not be the best looking guy on the planet. I may not have a lot going for me. But you know what I am going to do? I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. That's what I can contribute. I can point out your hypocrisy. And by the way, most of the motherfuckers in public office, I'd say probably like 98% of them, that are against gay rights or trans rights or any of those kind of rights, are probably dreaming about sucking dick. Because people that are that homophobic are in the closet. That's just facts. And history has proved that over and over and over and over again. So the more you sit there and scream and rage that, "Oh my God, these gay people aren't allowed to have these rights like we do," yeah, you're dreaming about sucking dick. You're dreaming about taking one in the ass. And you know what? You might try and hide in the closet, but I'm just going to kick the goddamn door down and bring you out into the light. Because that's what I do. I'm a fucking comedian. That's what I do. So yeah, there's that. The other thing I just fucking read recently, and this fucking pissed me off to no fucking end. You homophobic dumbasses think that children are going to turn gay or turn trans because they read a book? Fucking seriously? Um, uh, Really? Because, I didn't turn into a hobo when I read John Steinbeck in high school. I didn't turn into a classically trained actor when I read Shakespeare in high school. These things did not happen. Your fear of gay, trans, LGBTQ, Y, and Z is making your panties showing. Am I getting through to you yet? Everybody in the world would just be happier if you would come out and suck a dick and get on with your life. Because what you're doing is you're making things miserable for everybody else. And not just gay and trans and whatever people. You're making shit miserable for everybody else too. Because here's what you fucking dumb fucks don't realize. If you take their rights away, if you deny their rights, it opens the door to having other rights taken away, dumbass. You're so worried about Second Amendment, but here's the problem. If you deny somebody the rights, you open the door to your rights getting taken away. Because it does this thing. And I know you uneducated motherfuckers that supported Trump don't get this yet, but there's this little thing called setting a precedent. What that means is anytime rights are being looked at, anytime amendments are being looked at in the Supreme Court, because you set a precedent that took somebody else's rights away, they can take yours, dumbass. Nobody has the right to take anybody's rights away. And to quote fucking Jungle Fever or whatever fucking movie it was, can't we all just get along? Really? Because I got news for you. I've been in close proximity to gay and trans people. You know what it didn't do? Turn me gay or trans. I still very much like pussy, thank you. But I also don't judge people for what they like. Because, I was raised right and I'm, I have an IQ above 80. I don't judge people because of their differences. I judge people because of their fucking choices. And if you choose to be a fucking racist, misogynistic fucking bastard, then I'm going to choose to want to put you on a fucking decommissioned ship, launch your ass towards Europe, and then sink the fucking boat. Because the reality is, there's no room for hate. We've got too many fucking problems as it is, without adding your bullshit to the mix. We have things that we've spent decades trying to figure out. But your racist, misogynistic, fucking xenophobic bullshit is getting in the way. Because instead of talking about the things that are truly fucking important right now, like, I don't know, climate change, like the fact that we all want to breathe clean air, like the fact that the cost of living is so fucking high that $15 an hour is living paycheck to paycheck. You understand that? Instead of talking about all these fucking things that are going on, we're talking about your bullshit. Enough is enough is enough is enough. Here's the facts. These are facts. They are no longer disputable in my mind. I'm not pro-Biden. I will say that on certain things he's done a good job. Right? But I am not pro-Biden. I'm definitely not pro-Trump. I fucking hate that fucking motherfucker. All he is the 70-year-old version of Eric Cartman. Stephen Cash, I am the president. Fuck you. Fuck you. Why don't you come over here, you big fat ass, and I'll kick you back to South Park. Because here's the reality. He fucking lied. He got caught lying. And I'm not saying other politicians don't fucking lie. They're politicians. Of course they fucking lie. It's in the fucking name. Politician. It's in the fucking name. Of course they're gonna lie. They all lie. I'm not saying, anybody's fucking perfect. What I am saying is that you shouldn't vote Republican because you're Republican or Democrat because you're Democrat. It shouldn't fucking matter. And honestly, I would love to see an independent one. I would love that day to fucking happen. Because I can guarantee you if an independent ever fucking won, they would right the fucking ship. Because they're the only ones that make any goddamn sense. But the reality is we live in a country that is supposed to be democratic, but is operating under a two-party system, and it's more than two fucking parties. And it shouldn't be about voting party. It should be about voting for whoever's going to get the fucking job done. Because I'll tell you, I'm not a Republican. I've never been a fucking Republican. I was actually in high school in, 1980, whatever, 84, I think it was, when Reagan was president and he got shot. And that bummed me up because I didn't vote, obviously, because I was a high schooler. But if I could have voted, I would have voted for Reagan. You know why? Because of what happened his first day in fucking office. Let me take you back a little bit. Reagan's first day in office, Iran released the hostages. They had been holding 88 hostages for over 5 years and released them the day he became president. You know why? Because they have access to old movies. They saw Ronnie Reagan's fucking westerns and were like, yeah, nope, we don't want any part of that. That's why they got fucking released. And that's why I would have voted for him if I could have voted back then. But I'm not Republican. But it shouldn't fucking matter. Nobody in this country should be fucking Republican other than rich people. And nobody should be Democrat either. You shouldn't. They can run under a party system. Doesn't mean that we have to stick to a party system as American voters. That is just fucking dumb. Because what you're doing, number one, is you're limiting yourself to only 2 choices. When, in fact, there's like 5. And I'm not saying they're all great. But it's dumb. Because when you do that, it's just the same shit over and over and over again. It's red versus blue. And who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Seriously. Who the fuck cares? What kind of person is only going to vote for for a candidate because of their political affiliation. That's just dumb. It doesn't matter what their political affiliation is if they're fucking Hitler. And that's the thing about Trump. He's basically a fucking redheaded Eric Cartman Hitler. That's what he is. And why people are even arguing that fact is fucking beyond me. This country is showing a remarkable lack of intelligence when it comes to this shit. It truly is. Well, we gotta stop the illegals. Well, guess what, motherfucker? You're the illegal! You fucking white alabaster McCracker ass. Who the fuck do you think you are? Unless your name is Sitting Bull, Geronimo, or some other kind of fucking name like that, you're the immigrant. Because this country, in reality, does not fucking belong to you. You stole it from somebody else. And nobody is illegal on stolen land. Period. So fuck off with your fucking xenophobic, racist bullshit. If you don't like it, move to fucking Russia. They're all about that shit. This is supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. Not the land of the cowardly and the home of the liar. But that's not what it is, because that's what it got turned into. And I will say this, it wasn't just Trump. There was a lot of shit that fucking led up to him. And it's just as much the fault of the fucking Democrats, and here's why. Democrats, this is why it's your fault. You sat back and fucking let it happen. You let them have the majority. You let them put Trump in office. Am I wrong? No, I'm not fucking wrong. And here's how I know that. Because the polls show very clearly that there was definitive lack of Democratic voting. And by the way, and we've proved this now, you fucking Trump-tard motherfuckers, there was voter fraud on the side of Trump. Trump committed voter fraud. Twice. And he got fucking caught. But you don't fucking hear that because all you listen to is the home of the lies, Fox News. So you don't fucking listen. And you know what they call people that don't listen? People that believe their own bullshit regardless of the evidence. You know what they call that? They call it fucking stupid. And you know who else does that? Cults do that. Scientology is famous for it. And if you stop and you think and you actually look into things yourselves, you will see that basically what Trump did is he followed almost word for word, step by step, everything that L. Ron Hubbard did. in Scientology, which is, by the way, a cult. So, yeah. And now, his own party, the Republican Party, won't even fucking support him now. You know that? You know that? Because of all the bullshit he did. Because even they were going, oh, no, that's too far. And you want to know what else Fox News lied about? The insurrection. Tucker Carlson, who, by the way, has been fucking fired from Fox News. You know how bad you have to be to get fucking fired from Fox News? Is this making any connection for you at all? He lied so bad all the time. He had that whole thing about the 40,000 extra hours of footage from the insurrection that proved that Trump wasn't behind it. It was Biden. Okay, first off, doesn't even make sense at all that Biden would be behind it. You know why? Because on that day, January 6th, what all of those insurrectionists were fucking interrupting was them ratifying the vote that got Biden elected. So why on God's green earth, you bunch of fucking cocksmugglers, would Biden, or anybody for that matter, go against their own best interests and try and take over the government they're about to fucking take over? Makes no fucking sense, number one. Number two, then they tried to say, oh, well, it was just a tour that got out of hand. Oh, really? It's a tour that got out of hand. Huh, that's interesting, because I saw people building gallows out in front of the Capitol. Yeah, and screaming, hang Mike Pence, who, by the way, was Trump's own vice president. And then throwing bricks through windows. But yeah, that's just a tour that got out of hand. No. The only time I've ever fucking seen shit like that has been during the riots. Like the riot in LA back in the 90s because of Rodney King. Or every time that, the wrong team has won in the NHL. In Canada or in Boston, and they riot. That's what it looks like. They're throwing rocks and shit through windows. That's not a tour, my friend. I could take you on a tour. You won't like it. You won't like it because it'll disprove everything that they're saying. "700 children were separated from their families. And you racist motherfuckers think that it's okay because they were illegals' children. No, motherfucker. It's not okay. It's never okay to separate children from their families. And if you think it is, go tell that to the survivors of Auschwitz and see how far that gets you. Because the truth is the truth. And I got news for you. The truth is not being told on Fox News, period. It's just not. How you can, after that fucking, them getting sued for lying and them admitting that they lied, you can think that anything they fucking say is true, is, that flabbergasts me, to be honest. Because I'm not saying that any of them, honestly, are that great. But then again, I don't watch them when I want the news. I watch BBC because they have no dog in the fight. There's no way they're going to lie. There's no way they're going to lie. They don't care. They don't care about our politics. They just report what happens. And fuck it. That totally different than here. And that's the other thing, too. When did that shit start? When did we allow news channels to be biased by one party or the other? How about you keep your fucking opinions to yourself and just report what the fuck happened, dumbass? Because what we need is real, valid, honest, truthful information. Not your fucking bullshit as seen through fucking strawberry lenses. But whatever. What the fuck do I know? I'm just a comedian. I only tell the truth for a living. And here's the thing. I don't care where I am. I would say all of the same shit no matter where I am. I would make everything I've said tonight, I would make a part of my set in Tupelo, Mississippi, in Little Rock, Arkansas, in Houston, Texas. Doesn't fucking make a goddamn difference to me. Because you know what? If the people don't fucking like it, what can I say? The truth hurts. But that's what comedy is. Yeah, we want you to laugh, but it's still the truth. Because the truth is the truth. And sometimes it's not comfortable, and sometimes it's not fucking nice. But you know what? It is what it fucking is. Okay, moving on. So, on to other shit I want to talk about. I don't know if anybody's been following this or not. Well, following these couple things, actually. One, the Danny Masterson trial. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Danny Masterson was the guy that played Hyde in that 70s show. He has been accused of sexual assault, and he is a Scientologist. Honestly, here's my opinion. This is just my opinion on it. He did it. I have no doubt that he did it. Like, there's zero doubt that he did it. But he's now fucked, by the way. Because there was a witness that couldn't testify in the first trial. This is now the second trial he's gone through. And that witness was the earliest victim to come forward. And because this victim wasn't a member of Scientology and is from another country, that being Canada, he's well and truly fucked. Because she's what they call a past bad act witness. So she's not testifying in her own case. She's just testifying to show that it's a pattern. And that it's happened before. His goose is fucked. He's gone away. I'm almost 100% sure of it. If there's any justice at all in the world, he will fucking be convicted. Which, I gotta say, kind of sucks. It kind of sucks that a guy with his talent would stoop that low. But then again, I guess people have been saying that about R. Kelly, but I'm not into that kind of music, but whatever. Not the point. The point is, the truth is the truth. And if it turns out he's guilty, Scientology might be fucked because they could very well lose their tax exempt status. Because one of the stipulations for tax exempt status for a church, any religious group, is you can't be involved in criminal cases. And because Scientology was directly involved in this case, and if you don't know what I mean, I urge you to please go check it out. Check out the channel Growing Up Scientology. Guy by the name of Aaron Smith Levin does it, and he explains it very well because he is an ex-Scientologist, and so he knows all the ins and outs of what happened. Not what happened specifically, but like what they would have done in that case, and they being Scientology. Basically, they're not allowed to go to the police. They're not allowed to report crimes against them done by other Scientologists. If you're guilty of that, they basically excommunicate you from everyone you know, including your own family. And they've been doing it that way for a very long time. They're, technically speaking, that in and of itself should be obstruction of justice. Um, and their intervention, because they don't believe in psychology or psychiatry or anything, has led to more than one death. People that really, really needed help didn't get it because they don't believe in it. And it's at the point where, like, they don't care if you believe in it. If you're a member of the church, you're not allowed to believe in it. And they will actually sign you out of a hospital, take you to one of their facilities, and not treat you. In fact, they'll make things worse. And there's been a couple of different cases I know of where people died because of it. So, yes, in my opinion, Scientology is a very dangerous cult. And they're also a $1 billion empire that doesn't get taxed. And so if they lose their tax exempt status, oh, bloody, they're going to lose a huge chunk of money. And they're already losing a lot because the reality is new people really aren't signing up for it. They don't have any new members, really. And old members are, you know, pre-established members, I should say, are leaving. You know, so that's their income going out the door. But they basically covered up for Danny Masterson on numerous occasions, and it's coming back to bite them. At least, ideally, that's what's happening. Because nobody, I don't care who you are, I don't care if you're a Supreme Court justice, I don't care if you're the President of the United States, nobody is above the law.
May I interject something here?
Huh.
If you feel the need to drug someone to have sex with them, what does it say about you?
That you got a little dick?
I don't know about being a little dick, but
It means that you don't have the skills to please a woman any other way, is what it means.
if you have to seriously knock her out, then have sex with her, and she wakes up not remembering what the hell happened, I'm sorry, but that just defies logic here. How is that any pleasing to you? You're having sex with the blow-up doll. You might as well just go out and buy one.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't. None of that shit matters. None of it matters in this case. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how he did it.
No, it's the fact that he did it at all.
The fact of the matter is he's got such a little dick and he's such a little man that he had to take advantage of women to get off. That's it. Period. Period. And the fact of the matter is if there's any justice in the world, he'll be found guilty and then he'll go to prison where he will be raped.
Justice is served.
Time to meet some justice, boy. Bend over. Gee, boy, you got a purty mouth. Yeah. Bubba will be happy.
Jesus.
Point is like, I just don't understand, like how we've gotten to this place in the world. I mean, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to get my ass beat. But you know what the result of that was? I've not spent one day in jail. I'm 53. Have not spent one day in jail. I've accomplished pretty much everything I ever wanted to fucking do. Because childhood, in my era of childhood, it wasn't easy. Right? Nothing was fucking easy, but we played outside. You know, and our trophies, we actually earned them. You know, we didn't get them for just showing up. We got them because we actually won them. You know, and I'm not saying anything against, you know, millennials and Gen Y and Z or whatever the fuck. I'm just saying that it was different. And there were definite benefits to it. Right? Just like I'm sure there's benefits to the newer generations too. Like their self-esteem is through the fucking roof. And that's kind of a good and a bad thing, depending on how far they take it. You have to be at least a little bit humble. Right? And that's the problem, is the world is full of people that aren't humble anymore, that don't care, that aren't kind, that aren't really loving